Camp Bastion is a Ministry of Defense airbase located northwest of the city of Lashkar Gah in Helmand Province, Afghanistan. The base has barracks for the Afghan National Army. Between 2005 and October 2014 it was the logistics hub for International Security Assistance Force operations in Helmand during the war in Afghanistan and Operation Herrick. It was capable of accommodating over 32,000 people. The camp was built by the British Army and was the largest British overseas military camp built since the Second World War. The base was also home to troops from a number of nations including the United States of America and Tonga. Bastion contains Afghan National Army Camp Shorebak, and held Camp Leatherneck until 2014. In November 2006, the then British Prime Minister Tony Blair visited Camp Bastion, and, while addressing a gathering of British troops, described it as an extraordinary piece of desert, where the fate of world security in the early 21st century is going to be decided. History: Camp Bastion began life as a tactical landing zone set up by two air traffic controllers from the Royal Air Force's Tactical Air Traffic Control Unit. This provided a vital and strategic insertion point in Helmand Province and, unbeknownst to the two controllers, was to be the foundations for Camp Bastion. The camp started out with just a few tents in 2005. However, from early 2006 personnel from 39 Engineer Regiment, Royal Engineers and various contracting firms, all under the supervision of 62 Works Group Royal Engineers, started to build the base with more robust facilities. The camp is situated in a remote desert area, far from population centers. 4 miles long by 2 miles wide, it has a busy airfield and a field hospital and originally had full accommodation for the 2,000 men and women. The base was named by the commanding officer of 62 Works Group based upon the unit's emblem of a lone bastion. Hesco Bastion. The first camp to be built was Camp 251, which housed the construction force, and they were housed in tents. The base is divided into a number of different sections. Bastion 1 and 2 were the first sections, with Bastion 2 containing Camp Barber and Camp Viking. Bastion 0 was added in around 2010 and houses the contractors, and Bastion 3 is used for in-theater training. Camp Bastion includes Bastion Airfield, Bastion Garrison and the Camp Leatherneck. As of September 2014 it was reported that both Bastion 2 and 3 have been reverted to desert. Camp Bastion Airfield and heliport handled up to 600 fixed and rotary wing aircraft movements every day in 2011, operating combat, medical and logistics flights. Its air traffic controllers were integral to the support of the UK's operations in southern Afghanistan, and the Air Traffic Control Squadron at Camp Bastion was the first to recruit and train US Marines to UK air traffic control standards. The first runway capable of landing C-17s direct from the United Kingdom opened on December 3, 2007. In February 2014, snow fell in Camp Bastion for the first time since the base was established, 8 years earlier. The camp was handed over to the control of the Afghan security forces in October 2014. On November 27, 2014, insurgents infiltrated Camp Bastion. As of Sunday 30 November, the Afghan National Army had not fully driven out the Taliban fighters. At least 5 ANA soldiers were killed in the attack. United Kingdom. Aviation. The main user of the camp was the United Kingdom, which based a number of rotary and a few fixed-wing aircraft. During June 2011 a brand new air traffic control tower was opened, which was built by 170 Engineer Group. The main aviation unit was No. 903 Expeditionary Air Wing, which operated the Raytheon Sentinel-01, airborne standoff radar, along with Aegis-Westland Apaches, Westland Sea Kings and Thales Watchkeepers. This was supplemented by both No. 1310 Fighter AF, which operated Boeing Chinooks, and No. 1419 Fighter AF with Aegis-Westland Merlins. Both helicopter types performed troop and cargo moves, but the Chinook also carried the Medical Emergency Response Team and Incident Response Teams. Ground-based, the UK had a large number of major units based here: Crew Training School, Joint Force Support, Joint Force Medical Group, Military Working Dogs Squadron, Theatre Logistic Group. A number of smaller units were also deployed here including, Base Security, OPH-19, a company, the Highlanders, 4th Battalion, Royal Regiment of Scotland. Joint ISTAR Group, OPH-19-9/12th Royal Lancers. The base was protected by the Bastion Force Protection Wing as part of the multinational Task Force Belleau Wood. During August 2013 the headquarters of Task Force Helmand moved from Lashkar Gah to Bastion. In 2013, a training school for Afghan troops was opened. By March 2014, the population of the camp had reduced to 4,000 UK service personnel, as preparations were well underway for UK military withdrawal from Helmand in October 2014. During the dismantling of the base the scrap metal was taken away by Procom Building Materials Trading LLC. United States The United States military used part of Bastion Airfield for their aircraft and they had their own camp within Camp Bastion until October 26, 2014. The last unit was the 2nd Marine Aircraft Wing which began operating from April 2014. It consisted of Marine Light Attack Helicopter Squadron 467 which operated Bell AH-1W Super Cobras and Bell UH-1Y Venoms. Marine Wing Support Squadron 274 from April 7, 2014. Other countries Camp Bastion has been used by various countries including Denmark, Estonia and Tonga. Accidents and incidents. The base has been attacked several times including on September 14, 2012, when 2 United States Marine Corps service personnel were killed and 6 USMC McDonnell Douglas Avenue 8B Harrier IIs were destroyed and 2 were significantly damaged. 3 refueling stations were also destroyed, with 6 soft-skin aircraft hangars damaged. Of the 15 Taliban attackers, 14 were killed and 1 captured. In May 2013 the BBC obtained documents showing that up to 85 Afghan nationals were being detained at Camp Bastion. Philip Hammond, the Defence Secretary, has confirmed that the UK is holding 80 or 90 Afghan detainees at the base. The Ministry of Defence maintains the detention of the Afghans as legal. Hospital. Camp Bastion's hospital was built by 170 Engineer Group and was operated by regular and reserve personnel of the British Army, Royal Navy, and Royal Air Force of the Joint Force Medical Group, as well as medical assets from the U.S. Army. Medical staff included orthopedic surgeons, general surgeons, anaesthetists, nurses and medics. The hospital was the location to which wounded military personnel from the British, U.S. and other ISAF forces in Helmand Province were evacuated from the battlefield for treatment, supported by U.S. Army, Navy, and Air Force medics, or from which they were further evacuated to the Royal Centre for Defence Medicine at Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Birmingham. Afghan nationals were also treated at the hospital in many circumstances including accidental injuries and road traffic collisions. The hospital was closed down during September 2014. Commanders, Group Captain Tony Innes. Deputy Commander John Lyle. Jeff Portlock, Group Captain John Cunningham, Colonel Angus Mathy. In media, Camp Bastion has been featured in several documentaries, often focusing on medical evacuations. The Air Hospital, aired March 25, 2010. Frontline Medicine, aired 20th and 27th November 2011. Extraordinary Dogs. Prince Harry, Frontline Afghanistan, aired January 28, 2013. Gary Barlow, Journey to Afghanistan, aired December 23, 2013. Top Gear, aired February 9, 2014. The Billion-Pound Base, Dismantling Camp Bastion, aired December 7, 2014. See also, September 2012 Camp Bastion Raid, List of Afghan Armed Forces installations, Operation Herrick, Operation Herrick Order of Battle. References. Citations Bibliography March, P. The Royal Air Force Yearbook 2008. Fairford, UK, The Royal Air Force Charitable Trust Enterprises. External links, September 24, 2012 BBC News, Inside Camp Bastion, photos of Camp Bastion, Guardian report on Camp Bastion 2011, The Daily Telegraph, I've been inside Camp Bastion, and it seemed like the safest place on earth. Photographs by a commercial photographer.